Or, he says, Fonzie, do you know anybody in WWF? I said, I certainly do. I said, I know J.J. Dillon, who at the time was Vince McMahon's assistant booker and right-hand man. Plus, Vince had 20 other people around him. He always does, writers and such. And he said, why don't you call him and explain our situation to him and see what our options are? Because our options are go play basketball, work in Japan, or possibly, if the WWF's interested, possibly there. I said, okay. So, just so happened, I was at my parents' house in Odessa, Florida, right outside of Tampa, a big lake house, because the Giant had to have a little spur cut out of his heel. You know, those had like a little light surgery. It was, a 10-minute surgery, but you got to be off your feet for, 4 days or something. So we were off all that week, recuperating at my parents' house. Boy, the fucking neighbors thought we were they look over and they see Giant Gonzalez, my mom riding around in a golf buggy. They couldn't believe it. So what the fuck? It's kind of funny, but so the Giant's healing up pretty good. It's the tail end of his 5-day ordeal with his operation on his foot. So I called J.J. Dillon, and they put me right through to him pretty good because J.J. knows who I am. You can't just call the WWF office and ask for a fucking premium guy like assistant, but you can't ask for Bruce Pritchard and get right to him. But you certainly can't ask for Vince, and Vince picks up the phone. So I asked for J.J. Dillon, say, hey, this is Bill Alfonso. And so she said, hold on. So a minute goes by. Hey, Fonzie, hi, how you doing? Oh, my God, how you been? How's your family? Boom, boom, boom. What's the plan? What can I do for you? I said, okay, J.J., here's the situation. And I explained to him, Tim Hurd, pay cut. Giant doesn't like it. He can go to Japan, go back and play basketball, or we're interested to see if you're interested in me and him. I'm a package deal with him. I'm a referee. You know that. Oh, Fonzie's the best referee in the country. He says, and you take care of the Giant. I know that too. He says, but let me run it by Vince and see what he thinks. He said, no, good luck, Fonzie, and we wish you well, but I'm going to run it by Vince, and we'll get back with you. I said, okay, J.J. Dillon, thank you so much, brother. Thank you. God bless. J.J., it's so good to talk to you. How's your twins doing? Oh, my God, everybody's Gucci. So I hang up, and I say, Giant, well, I ran it by him. J.J. said he's going to run it by Vince. And John, 20 minutes later, the phone rings. And it's J.J. Ali, I don't know how I deserve all this. So J.J. says, Fonzie, Vince, I ran it by Vince. This is almost word for word. I ran it by Vince, and Vince was very interested. He said he'd like to meet you. When can you guys come up? I said, well, we're off for 10 days, and we've been off already 7 days, and we're scheduled to go back in 4 days to WCW because he had a spur cut out of his foot, but he's healed up pretty good, and we're at my house in Florida, my parents' home, and he said, well, can you fly up tomorrow? I said, we certainly can. We don't have nothing to do until 3 days. We go back on the road for So he says, okay, give me the name. Give him George Gonzalez, William Alfonso, all that, the names. I said, but JJ, the Giant can only fly first class because he's so big, and, I go coach. Okay, but don't worry about it, Fonzie. They flew us both up first class, of course.
Right.
Limo picks us up, and we get up. Me and Giant Gonzalez get up. So first of all, I tell Giant Gonzalez, "Hey, Giant, they're going to fly us up, and we're pretty excited to go meet the greatest promoter ever on the planet. Can you name one bigger than Vince McMahon?"
Cannot.
Okay, thank you. I can't either. So we're going to go meet the biggest promoter on the planet, and so far, I've never met him, and JJ said he likes the idea, so maybe we got something. So we fly up, jump on the plane, first class, A1, A2. We get off the plane. We're walking, looking for the guy with the sign that says Fonzie and the Giant, his baggage. And Spike, Spike, the black kid, the producer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
he runs up to us because he loves basketball. He's at all the fucking games. You see him on court at ringside, right? He comes up and says, "Oh my God, who's that guy?" And that, and he wanted to call him. He wanted to do a movie part or some shit. I said, "Look, we're under contract, but you can call the wrestling office and this and that." So anyway, the limo takes us to Vince McMahon. We think we're going to go to WWF headquarters right off of 95, Titan Tower.
Yep.
Big yellow goldish building, the mirror type building, 3-level. And so we passed that. I said, where the fuck is the limo guy taking us? So we pull up to this huge, beautiful mansion, and I'll think of the name of the spot in a second, but it's Vince's house, beautiful. And as we're pulling up, JJ's on the fucking open by the front door, welcoming me and the Giant. "Hey, Fonzio, you look great, Giant. I'm J.J. Dillon." They introduced themselves. They said, "Come on in. Vince is running a few minutes late. Come on in and we'll have some refreshments, whatever. We're talking a few minutes." So we're sitting there and we're just talking and stuff. And J.J. has never met the Giant. And anybody who meets him for the first time, it takes a second look. You know what I mean? This guy's actually amazing. I was with him 3 years every day. And every day he was amazing to be around. I mean, really amazing. It was incredible. It's like a gift from God or something. I may be talking weird, but it's true. It's one of God's gifts. So 20 minutes later, JJ opens the door and there's Vince McMahon. Walks in his own house. A blue suit, fucking his tennis shoes on, beautiful. Comes in, "Hey guys," introduces himself, and we start talking and bullshitting. And said, "Oh, I know who you are." He said, "You're athletic. I've seen you on TV before." Puts me over. I said, "Oh, that's nice of Vince. You don't really know me, or does he?" I think Vince knows everything. But so him and the Giant start talking. And so he says, "You're gonna make a lot of money with us. How much you make over there?" He says, "Oh, $250 next year, $350." He says, "Oh, we can make way more than that, way more." He says, "In fact, I don't even want you guys to go back and finish up your contract in 3 days. Fuck them people. You come work for me." He says, and Giant Gonzalez says, "Well, they owe me $60,000. That's, I haven't got paid yet." And Vince says, "Fuck the $60,000. JJ, write him a check. That's the signing bonus, $60,000. Don't ever go back to WCW again." We said, "Okay."
Wow.
So Giant said, "Hey, Vince, I haven't been home in 3 years for Christmas. You think I can go home?" This is like November, and come and start after Christmas and, January 5th or something. He said, "Of course. That'll give me plenty of time to work on your gimmick or whatever. Go home, Giant. I'll pay for your flight, send you home." Boom. Put him on a plane, send him home with a $60,000 bonus. And he said, "Fonzie, do you want to start in January too, like the Giant? Or have you been home for Christmas?" I said, "I'm home every year for Christmas. I don't want to wait." He said, "Okay." JJ put him to work. So now Vince has 2 months bookings already, 2 months worth of bookings already all over the country. He says, "JJ, add him on." So JJ gets a piece of paper and booking sheet, starts adding me on to existing shows. He says, here and there, here and there, here and there. And I look out and it says, "JJ, what's MSG?" He said, "Fonzie." Because I've never been to Madison Square Gardens because I work for WCW in the South. You know what I mean? Every major building but that one. And he started laughing. "That's Madison Square Gardens, Fonzie." He said, "Oh, great." So I worked for a couple of months before the Giant came in January. So that's exactly how we got to WWF. And they loved us.
I love it because with him, legitimately at least 7'7" or wherever he is, 8 foot tall. I mean, he was huge, just a ginormous guy. And then little Fonzie's with him. I love that. You guys are the package deal. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was real good. And he didn't like a lot of people. Him and I rode together by ourselves 90% of the time. We didn't, the Sting needed to ride because something happened or something that was okay, or, even anybody. It doesn't have to be Sting, but he liked to be, just me and him. So, and Turner gave me a Cadillac for 3 years, every day, a brand new Cadillac from Avis. gave me his credit card. Said he ran a Cadillac for the Giant every day. I said, okay, thank you.
Now, did he like the wrestling business, or did he just do it because he was getting paid well?
I think both. I think both. He liked it because we were in the limelight. Well, he would be noticeable if he was a janitor. You know, people would just look at him no matter what he did. So he was already used to people looking at him, but then it came a different kind of fame. If you didn't know who he was, if you didn't know he was a wrestler, who the fuck is that? But he did like the business, and he liked the attention. He liked the benefits. He liked the money. And, of course, he liked the girls. And the girls loved the Giant because he was not really like a Andre Giant. Maybe he would have been later on. But remember how Andre, you know, later in life, his forehead started. He had that. They get the Giant's disease and the bones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Gigantism.
Forehead. Yep. Yeah. So Giant Gonzalez hadn't really gotten to that stage yet. So he was really proportioned well. His hands were everything fit to his body. He was just big, and he was a Spanish kid, good looking, long black hair, relatively young. He was young, and had a good rap, and you know what I mean. And he liked America, and the women fucking loved him. So being in the business too, not his main reason, but I would say, you know, top 10, you know, money, fame, women. That's not a bad thing.
No, and obviously, you know, you started before him in the WWF, but his initial feud when he starts in January, immediately they put him in a feud with The Undertaker.
Yeah, and it worked out okay, and everybody knew that Giant Gonzalez wasn't the best worker, so they had to work around it. And but you know, God bless the Giant, his health was slowly deteriorating, and we didn't even know it yet. You know what I mean? He was becoming a diabetic, and it was hard for him to be on the road, and he couldn't bump, and it was getting hard for him to travel. And you know, shortly after WrestleMania, or a bit after that, you know what I mean? He started getting real sick and different problems and stuff, so he had to quit the business and go home. But he made a lot of money. He wasn't a big spender, and he saved a lot of money, and that money was triple or quadrupled in Argentina. You know what I mean? $100,000 was like $1 million there. So he went home happily, and he really enjoyed the WrestleManias and stuff, and he had a good run, and he's you know, a legendary figure to a certain extent. Not like Andre, but legendary as one of the biggest people on the planet, professional athletes, for sure.